Hello, welcome to Eat, Cook, Learn, Love Food. And today you're in for a treat. We're going to make souffle. Now some of you are going to go, oh my God, how do you make souffle? It's a terrible dish, things can go wrong. Well, I'm going to give you the fastest, most simple recipe you can imagine. So, we're going to start off. I've just made a souffle. I'm going to take it out of the oven now and present it to you on a platter. Then I'm going to show you step by step how to make a souffle. So there's going to be a bit of whisking involved and noise, but you'll get the idea. The souffle can be lemon, orange, chocolate, mandarin, lime souffle, berry souffle. It's like a meringue base. You'll see all this. So I'm about to take the one out of the oven I've just made earlier. So basically when you do make a souffle, and it actually goes into the oven, it's 180 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes. The souffle itself, once you take it out of the oven and serve, which I'll be quite quick, will start to sink. So if you've got a dinner party for 10 guests, you will actually have to probably make the souffles a bit smaller that fit in your oven and actually get your plates ready like so. Your ice cream to serve with the souffle, and the souffle itself. When the souffle comes out, voila, we sprinkle on some icing sugar, and here we have our souffle with vanilla ice cream. Now, don't be scared about this dish. I'm actually going to let it sit here just to show you don't have to panic. You don't have to go, oh my God, the souffles are ready, we have to get them out to everybody. But you do have to have your wits about you. The dish that I've used is a bowl this sort of size. Okay, so this sort of bowl is probably a little bit too big, but you can make mini souffles. You can make souffles, you can actually make souffles in a vessel like this. You can make souffles, that's a nice serve. You can see that's a decent dessert, okay? It's one per person. You can make a larger souffle in a bowl, but I don't recommend that. But you've got to pick the nice vessel. So something a little bit smaller than this to something even square. You can even use a coffee cup with a handle. Coffee cups are great, as long as they all match. When you're making the souffle, put the mix in each cup. So if you've got a baking tray, like so, and a domestic oven, you can fit 6 on the top of the oven, 6 on the bottom of the oven. My little helpers today, they're salivating at this souffle. So I'm just gonna have a little bit of a taste and then pass it on. But we made a lemon souffle here. But you can see it's holding up quite well. It's not disintegrating, it's not sinking. It's got a nice rise on it. Lemon souffle, stunning. Anyway, well, I'll pass it over to my mates. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, to make the souffle. So, we take a clean bowl. When you're using egg whites or eggs, a nice, beautiful, clean bowl. Something to sit the bowl on so it doesn't move. And for this recipe, that souffle you just saw, that is 3 egg whites. Okay? So 3 egg whites per person. There's 1. The egg whites should be room temperature, and you should never get any egg yolk in the egg white. Okay. Then we take a whisk and we whisk the egg white until they form soft peaks. Okay. So beautiful soft peaks. Now, hopefully you can hear me over this noise, but you can use a Kenwood Chef or a Hobart machine. That will save your arms, and it's just a matter of putting because again, you're probably going to have 5 people or 6 people for dinner. So you'll have 4 people, 12 egg whites in here. I would definitely use an electric mixer. Mix it up until the peaks are quite stiff. Like so. You can all see that. Okay. Once we've got some stiff peaks happening here, we're adding sugar. Now the amount of sugar, to get the recipe, you've got to come to one of my classes, okay? So but in front of you, you're seeing this. But you add a tablespoon now. You add the sugar gradually. So as you add this sugar, you're beating and whisking it up until that sugar dissolves, and then you add some more sugar. And what I'm only looking for is a real meringue consistency. Okay, but again, like I said, in an electric beater or mixer, you'll achieve this easily. I'm using caster sugar, by the way, not A1 sugar, caster sugar. This helps. Okay, so we're beating this up. So this is sort of one serve, as I discussed with you earlier. Now, the trick is to stabilize this. So this is a little bit of not a cheat, but corn flour, a teaspoon. Actually, for this amount, probably for 4 souffles, it's a teaspoon of corn flour. For this, just a good pinch of corn flour. What the corn flour does is stabilizes the meringue. Okay, a little bit more sugar, and we whisk this up. Okay, you can see how it's a beautiful meringue consistency, nice and shiny. Have a bit of a taste. You shouldn't get any sugar granules; they should all be dissolved. Okay, so that's our souffle mix done. Next thing is we grab our mold. We're going to cook the souffle in. We get a little bit of butter and we rub it, line it all, so it's all lined with a thin layer of butter. And then sugar. And we're basically putting the sugar all around the mold or bowl, because what happens as the souffle cooks, it climbs up the sugar wall. Okay? There's so. Give that a bit of a tap so no lumps in there. So a nice sugared bowl. How's that souffle going?
Delicious.
I'm actually watching Saturday.
Okay, so then we've got our meringue. This can sit there for probably half an hour and then go back to it and whip it up. I prefer that you actually do all this while your guests are sitting at the table. Go back in the kitchen, whip these up, go back and sit down with them. Back in the kitchen 15 minutes. Souffles are ready. Okay, so next thing is our flavour. So we try not to add any liquid to this. So it's lemon rind for lemon souffle, lime rind for lime souffle, orange rind for orange souffle. Chocolate souffle would be Dutch cocoa powder. You would add about a teaspoon. You can use frozen berries, but not as whole. You'd probably more like a coulis. So a coulis is where you've cooked berries down into a syrup and then you've added that. If you add whole raspberries to this, blueberries, it's just going to sink. It will not work. Okay, so there are some restrictions with this simple recipe. For a lemon souffle, nice grater, we're just going to go and grate. Lemon rind is very, very strong, as you can imagine. So it's basically half a teaspoon of rind. Just stir that through. Get a spoon. There's our souffle dish. Make sure the mix goes into the bowl, right to the bottom. Okay. Give it a little bit of a peek. Okay, and finger around like so. And there you go. There is our souffle. You make it a little bit smoother if you like. There's no panic at this stage, no stress. Okay, that's our souffle. So this goes into the oven, 15 minutes for 180 degrees. Back to the start of the video, you'll see what you get. Enjoy your cooking and keep tuned for other great recipes. Thank you.